Hello everyone, this is Kritika Rajaraman, Executive Leader with Shakti Corporation. It's a non-profit organization focusing on women empowering women. In this Autism Awareness Month, we are going to talk about how early intervention is important during a child's early developmental years. Joining with me today is Dr. Rohini Shivamani, a NC State Certified Family Partner, a former dentist back in India, mother of an adorable son who's on the spectrum, a strong advocate for women who undergo abusive relationships, and a great strength to fellow moms like me who are trying to navigate through the school system and state services, and a very good friend of mine. She has worn wide variety of hats. She is a great support to her son and has been able to see the importance of early intervention for him. I would like to invite her to share her expertise with us today. Welcome, Rohini. I am happy for being able to share the screen with you today.
Thank you, Kritika. Thank you for having me on board, and thanks to the Shakti team.
So when you started, for your child, when you had him, when do you think you were told about the concern, or like when did you see concerns with your kid?
It was too early, even before I saw him. It was 36 hours. He was 36 hours old. I just got off the ventilator and I received a call from the nursery saying that your child is crying uncontrollably and maybe we should go ahead with a CT and MRI study. It took a moment for me to get in that phone call. I'm like, should you really do that? He's not even 2 days old. Should we do all those radiological investigation? They are like, you don't want to wait and then suffer the consequences. Then I'm like, oh, this is early intervention. Okay, let's go. That's it. And luckily the results came negative. He didn't have any issues, but we were sent home with the referral for early intervention team.
As a precautious,
Yes.
if something, yeah.
Okay. So every state has a state early intervention team who intervenes between the ages of 0 to 3. So any mother whose child is 0 to 3 years old, if they have a concern with or without pediatrician's recommendation, they can still call the early intervention team.
Okay, that's good that you had a great team that caught it early on. But not many moms are really blessed to have that, especially being here alone with no parents or no elders around. So if they have to really watch out for things, where do you recommend, what help they can get, and what they need to do in order to make sure that they don't miss out anything?
Very true that as a first-time mom and without any support system, we don't even know whether we are dealing with the right thing or not. All you have to do is keep yourself informed. Refer to the respective websites, not a Google group or a WhatsApp group, but just go into American pediatrician website or German pediatrician website, Indian pediatrician website, a standard website to look for the developmental milestones. And as a first-time mom, since we don't know what a child should do and would be doing at this age, it's okay to keep us informed. But don't expect the child to behave by that book because the child hasn't read that book. It's just for the mothers to be informed and listen to your gut feel. If you feel something is off, discuss with a mom, with a neighbor, with your pediatrician. But if anyone is dismissing the concerns, dismiss that conversation. Go ahead with the other person. It's okay to be super cautious.
And any question is a good question, right, at this stage, because we don't know anything. So whatever we ask is going to be meaningful. So don't stop asking questions. That's really good. So see, when you were talking about your kid and in general for anything, it's very hard for us as a parent to first accept that there are concerns. Like we see concerns and then we try to brush it off due to various reasons, by social reasons, or even personally, we will have like, we don't think it's right. Oh, maybe we are overthinking it, so that acceptance is really hard. So when you had your child being told about these concerns, how did you take it? Like, how long did it take for you to accept and, receive the services?
It's hard. It is hard. Any day, anytime. As a dentist, I know how important early intervention is. I have seen many cancer patients, and anytime when we have a question, even if you think Is it cancer? That moment you should start the investigation, and that will give you a very nice output. Just in case it is negative, you are relieved. If it is positive, you have tapped it early. So this helped me to understand the importance of early intervention. So when somebody says there is a concern with your child, I was prepared to go with the investigation so that I get an answer for it. Either the answer will be yes or the answer will be no. When it is no, you are relieved. When it is yes, still you are relieved because you have an answer, you know what you are fighting against. You know your devil now. And then start looking for the resources. There are state resources from the school if the child is 3 to 21. Look for resources, ask for help, accept as much as help you can. And one thing I really want to tell us, it is not about the parents accepting the label or not. It is for the child. So your ego, your denial should not intervene with somebody who is entirely trusting on you. So when you think, what will others think? Is this, will they brand it as a bad parenting? Keep all those things away. Being a good mom is just helping the child, whatever happens to you or however others call you. I mean, just don't think about them. Think only about your child. Just work on how are you getting a diagnosis? How are you, after you get a diagnosis, you know what you're dealing with. And then there are several resources around the world, wherever you are. Ask the help, you will get the help, either from the pediatrician department, from the school. People are ready to help. Just ask for it.
Yeah, you were talking about the services. So can you give more information about where they should go in NC or like in any state for that matter? Like
so any state for that matter. Let us just stick with the US. I lived in 3 states. So I began my journey at Massachusetts, and then we had a little while at Houston, Texas, and currently we are in Charlotte, North Carolina. So anywhere you go, 0 to 3, it is a state services. Just look up early intervention services and use your zip code or state code. You should be able to pull up. If you are not able to, ask the pediatrician. If that pediatrician is not encouraging you about getting help, change the pediatrician and ask the next pediatrician. Okay. If the child is 3 to 21, ask the school district. If the school district is not, start with the home school. If the home school is not helping, call the district. Right away, call the district. They'll be able to help you. It's very rare that somebody is not helping when the mother has a concern. But there are people who would dismiss, but don't take it.
Got you.
Call the school district, they should be able to schedule a screening process. If it is 0 to 3, the START early intervention team will do the screening and they'll come up with a diagnosis and they'll help you with the resources. You will have a case manager or the team coordinator who will visit you every week or every 2 weeks, and based on how the progress goes, she'll add and delete the team members accordingly. When she sees a new concern, she'll add a team person. When she sees there is no need for that particular service for the child or child has grown out of it, she'll dismiss that member and they'll be changing accordingly. The same goes with the school too. If it is 3 to 21, the school team will have an evaluation, basic screening, and then a detailed evaluation. And based on that, they'll be suggesting the services for you. And when you go for the decision meeting, when they say the child is not eligible, know your rights. As a parent, you still have your right to ask for a private evaluation. It doesn't mean that the school has to accept the private evaluations readings, but still you have a second opinion. You have something to fight for.
At least we know where we are, so we can proceed and give the support. Even if we don't get anything from the state, at least personally, if we want to give the support, at least we know where we are.
Yeah, and when you say where we are, then comes the goals. Okay. Yes. So speaking about the goals, having attaining all the developmental stones for that age is ideal, but it doesn't mean that everybody should be there. Okay. What your child or you have achieved from yesterday will be your measuring point. say for example, 12 to 15 months or 18 months, the child should be eating on its own. But there are children who would not even be seated on a high chair. There are children who cannot hold the fork. There are children who cannot complete one idli or one piece of bread. It's okay. Every bite is an improvement. Sitting in the high chair for 2 minutes is an improvement. Holding the spoon is an improvement. Just compare what you were yesterday and where you are today. That's it. Please don't compare with any other children, because for the other moms, I would really say, like at our age, there are CEOs, presidents, prime ministers throughout the world. We are not comparing us with them. So don't compare your children with others.
But see, what you're trying to say is keep the milestone as your guidance, and then see where your kid is and see where we are progressing, and try to make sure that we give the enough support so they are progressing towards wherever they should be. Or
just keep the track of our own progress. And every step, I mean, just keep kicking, moving. That is a progress. And don't let anything else pull you down. The title, relatives not accepting, friends not agreeing with it. It's okay. I have had people telling me, you are overdoing. I'm like, thank you. I'm not putting my son under a knife on a table. I'm not feeding him anything which is considered not to be fed. It is just therapy. He's having an interaction. We are having multiple people. So I just open my doors. At the age of his 6 months, I opened the doors. Until 3 years, we had numerous therapists walking in and out of the door.
I was about to ask you, like, you were, what was the most important benefit that you think you would have seen because of this early intervention? Like, in your case, personally, like how do you?
So close to me, okay? Because I never knew the benefits of early intervention as I was traveling. I knew the benefits once my son grew out of the services. We were already at the school age. We were in the school where the school said your son doesn't qualify for service anymore because he is already coping up with neurotypical children and he doesn't qualify for any services. That day I happened to meet with few moms, the same age children, maybe 6 months here and there. That was the day, that was the night I realized how blessed I were because I had the team with me. They pushed me throughout to get the diagnosis, to get the services. I had the problem, I had the solutions also. But these moms, even when they had concerns, they had the pediatricians rub them away. They had the relations rub them away. They had their own husbands rub them away. And there were moms who knew it, but who were not ready to take it.
Yes.
So all these things, whatever happens, ultimately, who is getting affected? The child. That was the day which was real eye-opening for me, where I saw 2 kids. One kid who had diagnosis, who had, not even about diagnosis. I would say the child who had early intervention or intervention services. The other child who was deprived of those services. Why she was deprived? So many reasons. I'm not going into that. So that is a striking difference. And if you're asking me what is early intervention, as early as you are acting towards the problem, that is early intervention. When the child is not even born, but you are already planning for a heart surgery, that is early intervention. The child is born and then you have a issue, the doctor is informing, you're nodding yes for extra additional investigation, that is early intervention. Only the problem when the child is 10 years old, you are acting to it, that is early intervention. Because there is nothing called, we cannot define early intervention for everybody. Early is how early you are acting towards solving that issue.
Well, thank you, Rohini, for joining me today and sharing your views and giving your valuable suggestions. I agree on many things. As a mom who also has a kid with on the spectrum, I should say that there are many things which I have wished known before, long back too. I hope that this guidance that you have given to these parents will make them understand how early intervention could be a key point in a child's development. And you are right, it's never late to add or get a support. At any time you see that there is a concern, at any age, no matter what age it is, if we see the difficulty, if we give them the right support and it can take them further along in their life, that would be the best thing to do. So thank you for your time and joining us today and giving your suggestions.
Thank you, Krutika, for having me. Hope we make a difference at least in one life.
For additional resources and information, all the links which were told or discussed about today is there. You can see it under the video in the comment section. If you have any questions or further questions and you are inside Charlotte, please feel free to call our Shakti helpline. And thank you on behalf of Shakti Corporation and have a great day.